everyone. This is the Easy Allies podcast. I'm your moderator, Kyle Bossman. And joining us this week, Ben Moore.
Hello.
Ian Hick.
Hello.
And Brandon Jones.
Hello.
Oh,
Yes. That was fun. What's your goal this week, Ben?
Hello.
Hello.
That's a Dark Souls joke, right?
Is it?
Did I get that right?
What? No.
Hello.
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You did it.
Cool.
But when you do it, it feels dirty.
Just trying to be cool.
When you do it, it feels wrong, Jones.
My goal this week, it's weird. At 3 different points when somebody says something, I just want to look at them intently and smile.
3 times?
3 separate times. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Maybe like one smile for each person.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see if it pans out that way.
See who gets my smiles.
Ian, what's your goal this week?
I want to try to keep Sophie next to me on the couch the entire episode.
Understood. Jones?
At some point, I'm going to say smoking.
The mask.
This week I want to, at some point, say pencil this in.
Okay.
Let's begin our corrections music, please. Binary Domain is already on Steam, and it was developed by the Yakuza team at Sega. Who knew? Ben knew. XCOM 2 had a high-profile mod named The Long War come out in January, which to me is a long time ago, January, but the comment was repeated so many times that whatever.
It's a mod?
It's here. Yeah. Huber said, oh, something just happened with XCOM 2. And people are like, Huber's right, it happened in January. It's like, no, it's still a long time. That's not just okay.
That's what Hubert meant, though.
Maybe.
January.
It was also in Humble Bundle, but come on. I used the Japanese release date for Star Ocean. Sorry about that. I had a lot of those release dates wrong. Citadel and Leviathan were BioWare Edmonton. BioWare Montreal did Omega and the multiplayer for Mass Effect 3. Just for the people who say blood's always right. We got one for you. Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus did have a physical release. And we played Snoozin' or Groovin'. And it was a great game. Look, obviously we want people to disagree with us. That's kind of the point. Yeah. We had one that was in such disagreement I decided to include it in corrections. The Dreamcast is not snoozing, and corrections.
Who thought the Dreamcast was snoozing?
Anyone would say the Dreamcast is snoozing.
No,
I don't know the
never.
rules of this game.
Okay,
but
yeah,
I can
apparently
clearly
Dreamcast is
say
not snoozing.
that the Dreamcast is cruising or grooving or whatever it was.
Groovin', it was groovin'. Sleeping, it was sleeping or groovin'. There was no snoozing in there.
It should have been snoozing.
Snoozing is better.
I actually saw someone, I think you might have been influenced. I think
Yeah,
I saw
as I just said
some
out loud.
comment somewhere where somebody was like, you should have been snoozing.
It really should have been snoozing.
But I
Kyle.
like sleeping.
It's wrong.
But you can say,
Snoozing
no,
and
that
groovin'.
franchise is sleeping right now.
It might make more sense, but it's less zingy.
We're all about
It's catchy.
zinginess. Y'all know my favorite way to start a podcast?
With
When
a
somebody
birth?
tells you about a game that you know about,
And then you're like,
Before-
oh my god, the game that was heretofore unknown is now among us in the lexicon.
what a
of our
time to be
knowledge.
alive!
Heretofore?
Yes.
Wow.
A game announcement.
Is that one of them?
That was not one.
Was
You
that
didn't
one?
look
I didn't
at
see
it.
a smile.
You know
Yeah.
what, Kyle?
No, sorry?
I also like game announcements too, but now every time I'm going to think of a game announcement, I think of Kyle Bossman.
I do.
sorry,
I do
John.
too.
I go, oh, he's
Oh
going to
my
be
goodness.
so happy.
I don't think of you.
Thank you, Ian.
I just think of the game.
Thank you
and
for not
say,
thinking
that
of me.
doesn't look good.
Wait, you don't want us to think of you?
I don't want you to think of me ever. Once this podcast ends, I want to be out of your mind.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
Usually that's the case.
That was unusually cold. We're coworkers.
Yeah, and
We build
friends.
guns and friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
It sounded like you were annoyed. It sounded like
Oh no.
I don't
like-
want to invade. I don't want to be invading.
You're like,
your
No,
life.
I make a little saying out of it.
Virus.
Like if I see the game announced by morning, I'm like, this is my favorite way to start a morning. It's like
Okay.
it's a sign of endearment.
Sure.
Yeah.
Darksiders 3 was announced today.
Today.
Hoita.
Nice. So Darksiders 3 seemed unlikely at one point. As THQ shut down, as Vigil was separated, the studio who made Darksiders 2 and 1 didn't look good. But then, this was one of my favorite episodes we did, where we looked at THQ and THQ Nordic and how weird that was. I wrote down this person's name again, because I really like this story. Lars Erik Olaf Vingefors.
Oh.
Yep. Swedish man, very wealthy, entrepreneur, just said, hey, THQ, you know what? I'm just going to buy all those things. I'm going to make those games continue to happen. Love that. Just using your
hero.
wealth for all the best reasons.
Just
And
loves Darksiders.
just loves a bunch of THQ games. And it's just keeping
that's
those running.
What THQ Nordic is.
Yep. Yeah, that's what THQ Nordic is. Kept the name even.
Yeah.
And there's a new studio is called Gunfire Games that's working on it. Their previous games are Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition and Chronos, which is like a third-person VR game. Anyway, a lot of former Vigil developers are working on this game, Darksiders 3. Before we talk about the trailer, let me just give one more detail to the audience. It is an open-world action-adventure game, includes a focus on exploration and environmental puzzles, and will continue the series' staple hack-and-slash combat with a new protagonist, Fury. And I read that from the IGN write-up, because you can see more of this through IGN First. They got the
IGN
scoop.
First.
IGN First.
First.
Yeah. Easy Ally second.
Yeah.
Or like 8th.
No, we did pretty good. Normally we're way late on news.
Right.
And this news happened today.
Yep.
Nice.
It happened to hit before we shot the podcast.
Yeah, so I'm going to say Easy Eyes third or
We
fourth.
may have
Yeah,
just
yeah.
told
Yeah.
someone about it.
Yeah.
That might have
Yes, that might
Thanks,
have happened.
THQ announced.
We're first, baby.
Everyone
welcome.
should announce things
First
at
to
like
you.
9 p.m. on Tuesdays, and then we'll always be on the cutting edge.
So what do we think about that trailer, this reveal trailer for Darksiders 3?
Good.
Whoa. No.
Fun.
No, Jones, if there is 2 solid seconds of silence, it's not good.
There's nothing really remarkable about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what?
But it's serviceable.
Yeah.
It does its job.
I kind of think you're right.
But
yeah.
I'm more excited by the idea that Darksiders 3 exists than I am excited about the trailer.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it did an okay job of pacing it out, of the reveal of the character. It's just the character, I don't know, she's got her eyebrow tattoos. She doesn't look cool to me. She looks silly in a weird way.
And the way her hip armor moved was really bizarre.
Yeah. And so I do think, like, I think things are right about the trailer. I think, like, exactly. It ends with her cutting off a head of a guy, which is kind of cool.
I've seen this exact trailer like 400 times.
Yeah. What's up, Ben?
I like Fury.
Okay,
yeah.
here we go. We
Yeah.
got one. Thank you, Ben. What do you like about Fury, the protagonist?
I like that. I like her weapon.
She's got a whip.
Yeah, I like the armor that she has on. I like the style of her. I think she's in good contrast to War, who's this big, bulky dude with a giant sword
And long
then
hair.
you kind of have the sort of ninja-like death, very agile. I think she's kind of like a good in between of that. I don't know. I think she I look at her and I think Darksiders.
Yes.
And that's always a good thing. If
That's
I look at the character and I think, oh yeah, you totally belong there, I think it's a good sign.
Yeah, I think that's why I would say it's not a bad trailer, is that it does feel exact. It feels authentic to
Yeah.
Darksiders and what that entire series has been about. Even the rocks you see as the trailer begins, it's like, oh, that's that Darksiders look, which is more than most games could say.
Definitely.
You're looking at the rocks and you know what game that is. That's pretty cool.
Is Darksiders 4 going to be Famine?
No. So you know what? I'll have to look it up. So the 2 others, Famine and one other one.
There are only 4, right?
Yep.
War, Death, Fury?
No.
Fury's not one.
Fury's a made up one. Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, wait a minute.
Okay. So hold on.
Pestilence?
Yeah.
yeah, Pestilence and
Pestilence.
Famine, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they're not going to have a cool video game character named Pestilence.
I was raised Christian.
I could see it.
I can see it. Right. So yeah, they will have a 4th one with the 4th Horseman. That's always been the plan since Darksiders 1. And so it's kind of especially tragic when the studio went under and the publisher went under, because it's like, hey, you had that plan. You were going to
Right.
do all these things. Ben, is the game worth being excited about?
Yes, very much so, I think. But I'm very excited about it, but I feel a little bit guilty in my excitement because I've played a few hours of Darksiders 1, really loved it. I haven't played any Darksiders 2, and so I feel weird that I'm excited. But I think it's because of the time that we're going to get it. You mentioned in your description that there's a lot of... It's got hack and slash gameplay and it's got environmental puzzles and exploration.
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting a lot of those games, but I feel like those games are 2D indie games, which is great. I love a lot of those games, but getting that style of game with a big budget 3D is really exciting to me right now.
Yeah.
I want that. It feels like the right time for that to hit. Also, I really like the world of Darksiders. I like the cheesy heavy metal world. I don't think it is something that you see a lot of. Again, that distinctness. You look at it and you're like, yes, Darksiders. That's exciting to me, for sure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Also, that whip.
Yeah, it's like an Ivy whip. It's like there's little blades on it.
Yeah, the very Soul Calibur, yeah.
Okay, so I have the names. It's Fury, and then the fourth one will be Strife. Normally referred to as Conquest in Famine. In fact, Death is the only named horseman of the apocalypse in the Bible, Revelation 6:8. And the rest are open to interpretation. And thank you, Harrison Holt McHale,
that's
for those
interesting.
details.
That's
Skipped
cool.
straight to love and respect. Thank you. Love and respect to Harrison for getting our facts straight on that.
Can I just say something really quick?
Please do.
I didn't know it was going to be an open world game. All I've heard of this game is Huber saying how jazzed he is all
So
day.
from that trailer, you did not get that impression?
No.
Right.
And I just realized literally right now that Zelda has Dark Souls'd me as far as open world games go. Like, Dark Souls ruined all video games for me because of like how much I like the controls and the world and the storytelling and all that. And I realized, like, I don't want to play another open world game because it's not going to be as good as Zelda.
Any game where I can't
I'm like,
climb now,
right.
I hate.
Oh,
any game where I
Yeah.
can't paraglide or climb anything, I'm like, this is not an open world
Just
game.
let me climb this.
Get out of here.
I can clearly climb
Playing a
this.
little bit of Zelda and then going back to Coast Recon and just like
Oh,
staring
yeah.
at a rock and being like, damn it. Like,
Yeah.
so many
Shorter
times.
than you are.
Like,
and you're
come
just like,
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was playing something too. I was playing something near or something, and I was like, why can't I just climb this? Persona.
It happens a lot near too. Especially if it's a chain link fence, get out of here.
But then one time I accidentally jumped over something that I'm pretty sure I wasn't supposed to jump over.
In
And I
Persona?
just got to the next. No, in Nier.
Oh, okay.
Easter egg.
Zelda
Yeah.
comparisons are something that Darksiders has dealt with for a while.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
even for the first one.
Yeah.
I definitely remember people bringing up the Z word when Darksiders 1.
But when I
Favorably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
when I
Okay.
think about
I've never played any of these, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
games that heavily ape The Legend of Zelda, they feel very similar a lot of times, where there's usually a lot of bright colors, usually like very typical fantasy. That's something that I like about Darksiders is, sure, there are conventions taken from Zelda, but the style is so
Yeah.
different.
So this
That-
is Zelda for grown-ups.
No, I don't want. I mean, I get that.
That's what people said
That
when
is what people
Darksiders
say,
came
but
out.
I think that is too dismissive. I
Yeah.
think
I'm just
that
writing
I
articles
think
in
those
my mind.
games. I mean, even from just the little that I played of Darksiders 1, I think like those games feel good. They look good. The world is interesting. Like, I think just saying it's Zelda for grown-ups is a little bit too smarmy.
I'm just excited THQ Nordic worked. We're actually seeing this game.
Yeah.
That they picked the right franchise, you know, that they clearly looked and they were like, this is the one people will be most surprised that is actually happening. They will be most grateful that, like, yes, that's what you do. That they, you know, that they popped that up in the air and they ran out to left field and caught that ball. And they're like, we're doing it. We're making this play.
Because here's the thing, it feels like they had like, I remember reading after they got shut down, like, hey, this is what we wanted to do for the next Darksiders game. We wanted to make it this co-op thing where you play as all of the, like, it was clear to me that they had so much passion and so many ideas left for this series. And those are the kind of things that you want to see continue.
Yeah. It's a good story in video games. We got one.
Feel good.
We led with a happy story. Now we transition into maybe, I don't know if this is a happy story.
Well, we're talking about that trailer.
You want to talk more about that trailer, Jones?
I would like to talk about that trailer.
We did.
I haven't said a peep about
We talked
that
about her
trailer.
silly face. We talked about her whip. What else is there to say, Jones?
That trailer is in between two trailers. It can't make up its mind what kind of trailer it wants to be.
Okay, I'm curious what you want to.
The first trailer is the shorter trailer. The trailer that I think fits more into their budget and I would prefer is the reveal of her. The other trailer is you get to go see her kick ass. We got the kind of weird.
Why would you make those
in-between
two different
trailer.
trailers?
Because one's longer than the other. One's like you introduce her and then you see a lot of her fighting. Not just her killing one thing, but
I
her
don't think-
I disagree with this so
unleashing
much,
and just
John.
running
In
around.
CG or gameplay though? Because
Well, gameplay would be better, but if you can't do gameplay, then, you know, just give me a little bit more than running up a wall and whipping a guy's sword. Or don't give me anything. Don't like tease the whip and literally have her like when she walks up to war. Don't show her face then. Just establish it's a woman. Okay, I heard her voice. Okay,
Some
I don't know if
ridiculous
she's Fury or
heels.
who she is. And then as she's going up the stairs towards these people, like, I see the boots, I see the whip, I see her hair. Like, I'm slowly seeing
seven
little
against
beats.
one.
And the very end, the crunch is her looking up and being like, with pleasure. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, she looks cool. And then that's the end. But
I
it has
think-
this weird kind of like...
You could
like-
end it with her. You have her say with pleasure, and then the end is her going whoosh with the
Sure.
whip.
Oh,
down.
sure, yeah. Just
And then you end it on the whip.
just some kind of make it a character reveal.
Yeah.
But once she was like with pleasure and it cut, I was like, here we go. And the trailer ended 6 seconds later, and I was like, oh.
Well, here's the weird thing,
I
Jones.
was all riled up there for a second.
Is it didn't cut. If you looked at the storyboards for this, it zooms in on her eyeball.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see this fight sequence.
That's
Right.
very weird.
And
The
then that fight
transitions were
sequence
really
ends
weird.
again with zooming in on her eyeball. They did it
Right.
twice.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
really
yeah.
Weird.
Why twice? Why, if you're storyboarding this out, if you're looking at the cuts you're making, why do that same thing twice? The second time, I think it's flashed to white as it
flashes
zooms in
to
on her
white,
face.
like a white line.
Yeah, it's that's ridiculous
It was
to me.
weird.
Just after all the crazy things I've seen from 1 and 2, like
Yeah.
her being summoned to this place to talk to statues and then killing one guy, is just
Yeah.
like, I'm not blown away. But like, I'm so excited. Like you said, I'm so excited that this exists. And was shown off. When I first heard about it, I didn't know there was a trailer. And I was like, oh, there's a trailer too? Yeah.
So this is gonna
It's
sound
happening.
lame. Yeah, I mean, when we look at what's it, Code Vein? Mm-hmm.
Code Vein.
I wish that trailer came out with the announcement, and this is the case. This
Yeah.
is announcement and trailer together.
I liked the other trailer for Code Vein a lot. They're like little weird teas.
The art one.
Prepare to Dine.
Yes.
That got me jazzed for that game.
I am really excited for Code Vein, and I like the look of it, but if you take that initial tease versus what it is
Yeah.
now, I never would have guessed
No.
that.
Are we talking about Code Vein?
We're not, but we are now.
Can I just say, like, I'm optimistically, skeptically pessimistic on Code Vein.
What was it? Was Hubert saying hype domestic?
Optimistically skeptical.
Yeah.
Something. The hits don't look like they have any weight.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first thing I noticed. The anime style of the protagonists seems incongruous with the world. It looks like it might be trying to be several things, but it won't hit any of them. I think it'll be a good 7.
A
Maybe
good
an
7.
8.
So to me, it looks like a new IP. It looks like I think this could get sequels. Is what the impression I got
Well,
from
yeah.
from watching that thing, and I see good in it, and I see surprising boldness in it. And I just wish that came with the announcement of the game. I wish that was all at once. And it just bugs me so much that it's been spread out over the course of these past 2 weeks. And so here we are with a lack of enthusiasm about that game.
I'm
gonna
very
play it.
enthusiastic.
I'm
Okay.
gonna play it.
Yeah. I think it being a 7 or 8 is totally okay with me. I don't
Right.
I don't need it to be a life-changing
But,
experience.
What I'm saying is the prepare to dine thing and the like artistry of that. I was like, all right, we might be in for something huge and new.
Yeah, but
and
why
incredible.
do that if you're just gonna have a trailer 2 weeks later? That was so weird.
It's
That was
very
such a
weird.
weird decision.
But then I saw the actual game and I was like, oh, hype more in real life. You know,
I'm a flopper. I'm way the opposite.
you didn't like it before and now you like it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It looked to me, it looks different enough. It looks like a new thing. It looks like there's enthusiasm behind the project, which I like a lot.
Kyle, I completely agree with you because Ian, you were saying the artistry of Prepare to Dine. When I heard Prepare to Dine, I
Oh,
rolled my
I
eyes.
hated prepare to
Oh, yeah.
dine.
I was
that hashtag
Same
was
publisher from
stupid.
Dark Souls too.
Right.
It's like, you can't do that.
No, that
I
was
was
bad.
like,
I just
to me,
like
that
the-
just felt like the laziest
art.
way to
Yeah.
present it. Sure,
I
I
liked
liked the art
everything
too.
up until prepare to dine,
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh, go away.
Whereas I saw this new trailer, and of course you can obviously make comparisons to Dark Souls, but to me it looked different enough that my excitement went up, I would say.
Platinum Dark Souls.
No, I think it coming
Devil
from the
May
people
Cry
of God
Souls.
Eater makes a lot of sense. Where it like with God Eater, it's like yes, there are comparisons to Monster Hunter, but it really is its own thing. Like it is, it has a different focus. It has a different feel to it. It is not just Monster Hunter. It is. You
Well, they're
can't just
eating
make
gods,
that
They're not
comparison.
hunting monsters.
Right, but I mean the whole pace of it is different. Like the way that you attack, the feel of it is fundamentally different, and that's what I'm hoping from here. Where like, yeah, maybe it is taking some cues from Dark Souls, but you don't just immediately pick it up and say like, oh, this is the same thing.
Yeah.
It's different enough. Like Neo, right? Like
Right.
Neo is not just Dark Souls. It certainly takes cues from that thing, like, but it has enough of its own ideas to be exciting. That's what
Yeah,
I'm hoping
yeah,
for
yeah.
from Code Vein.
Yeah.
I hope so too. 2018.
2018.
Both of these.
Oh yeah, Darksiders 3 also 2018.
Code Vein being 2018 is surprising to me.
No console announcements for Code Vein still. However, Darksiders 3, PS4, Xbox One, PC. I forgot to mention.
Month away from E3, getting game announcements.
Feels good, Jones.
We're
It's just
starting to
they're
build.
gonna
It's
keep
bubbling.
dripping, bud.
Bubbling.
Jones, I just wanted to say I agree with everything you said on that trailer.
Ah, nice.
Yeah,
I like it.
I hear you. Well, no, I disagree. I think you can reveal a character and show her in a fighting sequence in the same trailer.
Just one quick little fight. Just one little.
Well,
Look what my whip
so
can
here's the
do.
thing. This is going to sound super dumb, Jones. I think chopping a head off was a good idea because I think that still has enough of an impact to leave something for the viewer to recognize this character as something different from other trailers you've seen before.
I don't know. I feel
Slicing a
like
head
everything
off
gets
with
its
a
head
whip.
cut off at the end always. What I do like is, and I hope that you can actually do in gameplay in a way where it feels like you've actually done it instead of hitting square and seeing a cutscene of it happening, is wrapping your whip around an enemy's sword and decapitating them with it.
Yeah.
If you can actually do that where it feels like you actually did it, that would be rad.
Disable like
you
their
have
arm
to
or
pull
leg
me
or.
out.
Yeah, you have to like pull it.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like-
you grab on, run around them, pull it back, and it hits them. Like yeah.
Uncharted 4, that weird pulley thing.
But he says like there are 7 of these sins and just one of you. She's like, no big deal. And then it's like, now 1v1 fight. You're like, what? You just she literally just said,
What
I am
brought-
so much stronger than you imagine. And then it was just like this fight where I'm like, yawn. That
Sure.
this doesn't
About
seem
that-
tough. Yeah, he's big.
I'd
but
probably give it a 6, Jones.
but-
If I had to do a
Yeah,
trailer
yeah.
score, it'd
the
probably be
way
a
she
6, man.
walked, I was like, okay, you're capable. You know, like you got attitude, I got it.
You didn't need the
It
fight.
just- I did not need.
What I thought was
That didn't
weird
tell me anything about her.
What I thought was weird about that monster was I wasn't sure immediately. I'm like, is this one of the 7 sins? Like, or is it just
Yeah.
an enemy?
Look like a little doomish.
Yeah.
Excitement for the game, 8. Trailer 6. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Average 7.0.
Little tease. So let's talk
Fours.
about the new
both.
Nintendo 2DS XL. Brand new Nintendo hardware got announced last
Oh
week.
boy.
Isn't that exciting?
I read an article about this, about like supply and how Reggie's like, sometimes we get it wrong, but this time I think we'll have a lot of units that, or like we'll have enough for everyone who buys it. And I'm like, yeah, you'll probably have enough for the 4 people who want this.
Was a misadjustment in the marketplace? I can never remember the actual
yeah.
phrase. Yeah.
Damn.
Uh,
That's a good one.
yeah. So what this is, just to explain it to our audience, it's a 3DS XL that has no 3D functions.
It's like marketplace dissonance or something, or I can't.
Disconnect. Marketplace disconnect. Jones.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes. Thank you, Jones.
It clamshells. It's not just a tablet like
Right.
the other 2DS.
Exactly. So it's a 3DS that doesn't do 3D, really, at this point. An XL. $150 in the United States. June 28th is when it comes out. And on that same day, we see the releases of, hey, Pikmin and Miitopia.
I love that way to say hey, Pikmin.
It's the dumbest title. Oh, it makes me so mad, Jones. Hey, Pikmin.
Is there any punctuation in that title?
It's hey, exclamation point, Pikmin. No punctuation.
So it is really, hey, Pikmin.
Yeah.
Like somebody left their Pikmin on my lawn. Like, hey,
Hey, yeah,
you buddy,
Pikmin.
Pikmin.
come here and pick up your Pikmin.
Like, hey, Pikmin. That's a cool title. Save the exclamation
comma
point.
Pikmin.
Hey, comma
exclamation
Pikmin
point.
exclamation point.
We all feel
Yeah.
included, but now you're like accusing me of something, and I don't.
Hey, Pikmin.
A weird thing about Hey Pikmin is that it is 2D only, and so I think this product itself is not very surprising.
Nothing is 3D at this point, right? Like, when was the last game? released on
Pokemon
3DS?
Sun and Moon, no 3D at
No
all.
3D at
man.
all, yeah.
Actually, there was 3D when you're in
for the
photo mode.
photos, right.
Yeah, but like essentially no 3D.
Yeah.
Did they just realize that no one was using it, or
And you get more power out of your games.
Oh.
You get better performance if you don't go in 3D.
I haven't used 3D in a long time.
I think the only times I ever used it were in like Mario 3D Land or World or
Oh,
whatever.
and it's great in that
Definitely
game.
And it was
yeah.
like a
Definitely
couple
did.
of
It's very good.
puzzles where you like needed it because you couldn't see the
Yeah.
depth.
Yeah,
without
that's
it.
fun.
Before I streamed this morning, I believe I saw our chat was talking about it on Twitch. And Link Between Worlds is one game that they lamented. They're like,
Oh,
if you're
yeah.
not playing that with 3D,
Sure.
that sucks. You're missing out on a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Because it is, top down. You do have like a kind of a locked perspective, and so the depth of areas like really stands out.
I dig the 3D. I dig it big time.
If they focus on it, yeah. If it's clearly
Even if they don't, it's like a nice little bonus. It's cute.
Sometimes it would make me feel kind of squirrely though.
I want that battery efficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, you'll get
I
it
want
with
more
this.
games for the Switch.
Yeah. So
come.
no, Ian, that's
Like-
the comment. That's
like,
what it's.
don't put out a 2DS.
Yeah.
It's confusing. You just put out the Switch. Everyone's basically like, this is the replacement for the 3DS, 2DS.
Yeah.
But it's not. They refuse to acknowledge that, even though it has to be what they're thinking.
Right. And so I see this product as a way to coast off. You talked about limited resources. I think it'll take less resources for them to produce than a 3DS would. And I think this is the end. This probably the final product of the 3DS line.
Well, and that was part of what he was talking about, too, is like some of the parts in these things are in each other. Like some of the same things that are in the 3DS are in the Switch, and some of them are in this and that.
Oh.
So we just have to make
Reggie.
sure that we have enough, supply, of all the parts, that there's no overlap or whatever he was talking about.
Maybe this isn't an appropriate comparison for reasons I haven't thought of, but the awkward timing of it reminds me a lot of the Game Boy Micro. Where
Yeah.
This thing that people weren't necessarily asking for coming out right around the time of a brand new big Nintendo piece of hardware. Yeah.
And people love that Game Boy Micro today.
They love it today,
Yes.
but I remember the reception being very indifferent at the time.
Oh, it's like, can you believe this? Look what I got here.
Right, yeah.
Look how small it is. Like, what? I don't care. What? Look how tiny this thing is. It's like a Game Boy Advance right in here. So shut up. I don't want that.
Is this what they're going to do now? Is just
this
like,
Game Boy Micro, man.
yeah, he's right.
Look how small it is. Final Fantasy VI right
I could
here.
swallow this thing. Oh,
He chokes to death. Maybe this is like some weird new thing Nintendo's doing where they're gonna release a Nintendo Classic or NES Classic or a 2DS XL or a Super NES Classic, and it'll only be available for like a month,
yes.
and then they'll all sell out, and then everyone will go into a frenzy. Like maybe that's
Thing
just
is,
like what they're doing.
This
now.
thing looks cool. I actually like the design of
Yeah.
it. This black and blue. It looks
Yeah.
slick. It's a neat little product. I'm
It's like the second X-Files movie though. Like no one asked for it, and it's not going to perform.
is that the snowy one?
That's the one where it's not even an X-File. It's like some Russian just like cutting heads off, and you're like,
It's in the snow, right?
the first movie
First
has
movie
a lot
was in the snow too. Yeah.
This one, I mean, I think it's a cold region sometimes.
Okay, let us. You know what? Just write us a
They're
bunch
wearing
of paragraphs
jackets,
in the
I mean,
Yeah, I
corrections.
think they had a jacket.
Their hoods are up in
I
a
think
couple
the
scenes, I think.
Russians or whatever were in the snow.
Don't mean to put you on the spot, but what does a new 3DS XL go for now?
$200.
Okay.
So you're saving $50, which I think might be the difference.
Yeah,
For a lot of
absolutely.
people, for this
A lot of
handheld
people, yeah.
device, I really think $150 is a
then,
great
like,
price for this thing.
On Black Friday, they had a 3DS for $100.
So this
that
thing will be a
Mario
hundo
one?
on for Black Friday this year.
It should be 50.
Whoa. Well, come on, man. 50.
75 then if we're cutting them in half.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do 75.
Yeah. If it was 75 and I was like, in the store and there was a game next to it that I thought might be fun and I had like 20 minutes after purchase to actually sit and play this thing, I'd think about it.
Yeah.
I didn't have my Switch on me, but I had to like go to the dentist, waiting room for like a little bit, but I'm going to be too early.
I still can't fathom really myself ever walking around my Switch. I can't. But 3DS, absolutely I can.
I got it in my bag right now.
Yeah, you all have cases. I'll get used to it.
Go to Toys R Us. They have a nice little case.
This next segment might be swift, and it might be the bulk of this podcast.
Oh my.
Ooh.
This segment's called News I Don't Want to Talk About. So on a weekly basis, there's a lot of video game news, right? And I have to select which ones I pull in, which ones I really think will be interesting to discuss, and which ones I just don't care about. And so I'm gonna throw some stuff at you.
Is the I in this you?
Yes,
or-
it's me.
Oh, okay.
News I
We're not really discussing gaming news. We're just talking to Kyle. about
Yeah,
whatever
exactly.
He feels like.
Kyle, you should want to talk about
This is
that.
gonna hurt.
right. And so if we don't want to talk about it, we just move on. And if we do want to talk about it, we talk about it.
If we do want to talk, because you don't want to
I'm
talk
gonna
about it.
cross
I mean,
my
that's,
arms.
yeah.
Don't talk about
so
it.
if we do want to talk about it, is there going to be a response from you, a grimace?
I will humor you.
But
I will
from on
humor
high.
you. Yeah, from on high. So we got some. Did you hear this? We got some rumors. Apparently that Rabbids crossover with Mario. Kotaku says it's real. So now everybody really thinks it's real, and I don't want to talk about it.
What we really don't want to talk about is how it's got Mario, Luigi, Peach, and somebody else,
Yoshi.
and then 4 Rabbids dressed as Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Yoshi.
Because here's the rumor. Here's what Laura Dale had. I don't remember how long ago it was. While there will be numerous cameo appearances from the Mario series' best-known characters, the core party will feature numerous minor characters. There there is a particular focus on Yoshi as a primary character alongside a playable Rabbid. So now suddenly the rumor changes on me. Suddenly we got this situation where for some reason you have 8 playable characters. I'm excited. They're not obscure at all. It's Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, and Peach. And then with your 4 Rabbids, it's one dressed like Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, and Peach.
That is a very weird.
But I mean, is there any chance that this is just some weird screenshot? Like, are the...
It might be, yeah, maybe
know,
that's
like,
what
did they just
Kotaku had,
grab-
that's what Schreier had. I don't know, Jones. It sounds like they have more than just
Where
a
did they have the
screenshot.
rumor, but they got the screenshot? How'd they get the screenshot?
Assets, apparently, that were asked not to have been shared.
Right, it just, yeah.
Yeah.
The announcement's weird. Mm-hmm. Where you just imagine, like, oh, I got some Nintendo news. Like, oh, what? And just like, that the Rabbids, like, Mario game? Like, yeah. Just like, what? Just like, it's a thing. Like, well, yeah, we knew that. And it's like, no, but it's like more of a thing now. It's
But
like,
we know it's a thing.
What?
We
Like-
know that rumor is a real rumor. Yeah.
It hasn't done anything for me as far as like where that's registered on my hype level, my belief of it actually existing, my anticipation of seeing it in
Show
the
me
reality.
a second where we
Like,
doubted it. Like I
Like,
never
is that what
doubted
I'm
that
saying?
game. Yeah.
Also, show me a second where we thought a Rabbids game could be good.
I truly believed it could be good when I read that original rumor
It could
about.
be. It could be a cute, really cute, like story thing where the Rabbids really admire Mario and Peach and
Could be
all their
hilarious.
friends.
Could
and
be
like,
really,
they're
really
dressing
funny.
up because
Like-
they're like trying to like emulate them.
But they can't. They just can't get
They
that
can't
right.
get it right.
Okay, Ian,
Maybe
you got
it's
me
like
excited
really
again.
cute.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
glad we talked about this.
And he's got to like protect him, like the dumb Mario keeps getting himself. And
Yeah.
Like, oh, get back from the ledge.
Like they just can't. Like the
and he's
fake
just
Luigi,
a buffoon.
The fake Luigi can't jump higher than all the other ones.
I
And they're
want
all
the
like, "You
fake
gotta jump
Luigi.
higher."
I want fake Luigi to actually be really cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's like
So
the
they actually
coolest one.
they invite fake Luigi into the party.
The other ones are like outside.
Yeah.
Hey, where are you going, fake Luigi?
Peach gets really close to fake Luigi. He's like, what?
Okay, all right.
Fake
I'm
Luigi's
excited
like,
again.
I'm actually gay.
The
I'm
code
we
name
talked
for
about
it
flattered.
was fake Luigi.
Fake Luigi.
Zelda's DLC, Breath of the Wild DLC announcement this week. I don't really want to talk about it.
They clarified it, or they said there's.
They
There's
now-
a whole bunch of info on it.
Ooh.
Okay, Jones wants to. So, Jones, first we get an update where you can select multiple languages to listen to as you have your
But
subtitles.
that's free, right?
That's free.
Not
Okay.
part of the DLC.
And then upcoming DLC, the map function. Do you remember when it was a season pass was announced? Map function was part of the first phase. It'll show you the path that you've walked over the map for 100 hours.
Wow.
200.
200 hours. You're
200
totally
hours.
right, Ian.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
So you can look at the map and you can see everywhere you ever wandered in the straight line or curvy line, of course.
I love this.
Which kind
you
of
can-
helps though, because
you
that's like the
can-
way I'm playing it now is I'll just kind of like scan around and be like, that rock. What's going on with that rock over there?
Yeah.
You can move it. You can move it through time.
You get the little scrub
Wow.
through it. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Very
timeline.
cool.
It's getting to the point for me with shrines where as they're thinning out, it's getting harder and harder for me to find them. But I don't really want to look at a guide, and so this will be
Yeah.
a nice I
an
can focus
in-game-
on this area. I
Yeah.
really haven't spent. Yes.
In addition to that,
Yes.
you can have a little Korok mask that shakes anytime you're near a Korok seed opportunity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hopefully, one that you haven't yet collected.
There's other
That'd be
armor.
crazy.
There's armor, Majora's Mask. There is
Tingle.
there's a whole Tingle costume. There's a whole Phantom armor costume that from Spirit Tracks.
I think it looks really
what Zelda looked
good.
like. Yeah, it looks really cool
They
actually.
said 8 pieces, 8 new armors. Is that what they said?
Oh sure, you know I don't have the number
Oh, okay. Well,
because I didn't want to talk about it.
Oh, my
Did you
question
mean
was:
Phantom
is that
Hourglass?
What's up?
Did you mean Phantom Hourglass?
Yeah, what'd I say?
You said Spirit Track.
Oh, I think it's Spirit Tracks.
Is it Spirit Tracks?
Yeah, Zelda's in the armor in Spirit Tracks.
Okay.
You
I
fight
thought it-
them in Phantom Hourglass.
Okay, I thought she was in the armor in Phantom Hourglass, so thank you.
Yeah. Spirit Tracks, cool game.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Don't like Phantom Hourglass.
Okay, so there's a hard mode, and that is all the enemies are one level higher, and if you look up, you can find treasures and also new enemies.
and they regen health. The reason
Yes.
I would never want to play hard mode is because it adds those planks with held up by balloons with hard monsters on them, and if you can get to them, you get special things. That seems silly to me.
Sure.
It seems like weird. I don't want that in my world.
It's hard enough. Hey, that game's hard enough. Perfect
it
difficulty. Okay. And
But I like the
oh,
difficulty.
it's the Trial of the Sword,
yeah.
where it's horde mode basically, level
Oh.
by level, and
But you start with nothing.
you start with absolutely nothing, Jones.
No
And
weapon at all.
If you succeed, you unlock the final power of the Master Sword, the true power of the Master
Oh my
Sword.
goodness.
Yeah.
It's always charged up.
So Jones, all of that.
Or always glowing. I don't know if it removes the timer though. Does it ever run out of juice?
Oh, I have no
but
idea. Wait, did they show it? Did they demonstrate the power of the Master
thing
Sword?
that Damiani wrote on, like, copy pasted in Slack said that it'll always be in its like lit up form, I think.
Oh, okay.
So 60 damage instead of 30.
Yeah,
Whoa,
but I'm
Jones with
not.
the
I'm
numbers,
unclear. Yeah, I'm unclear if it's either the double damage thing is always on or it just never runs out of juice.
Somebody's wearing that Hylian shirt. You could do better, Jones.
What? It's just
With
a
your
sword.
armor. You could do better for your armor.
I don't wear the Hylian stuff for my sword.
Then how do you know how much damage you're doing?
You can see it when you switch to your weapons. You can
Wait,
see
are
the
you
number.
talking about the champions?
Oh, I got
tunic?
you. Attack number. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Of the
I'm
Gotcha.
talking about the champions tunic.
You're right, because the
Not the
Hylian one's
Hylian
got the
shirt.
hood. Yeah, yeah.
Hylian shirt's just a shirt.
Yeah. Okay, so Jones, that's it.
Hylian.
20
Yeah, cool.
bucks, $20, man, for that season pass.
There's something I wanna walk it back.
Walk it
Buy
back.
it.
I want to walk it back.
All right.
I remember when before I had played The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, we heard about this first piece of DLC.
Yeah.
And I was poo-pooing it, saying, like, this is not what I care about with Zelda,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. That was pre how I knew I would experience The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It turns out I love that game very much.
Yes.
And really cherish my time with it. And now I'm going to wait for this to come out because this is a perfect excuse to just spend a bunch more time in that world. I'm totally okay with it.
It's like
it's
buy it.
yeah, the DLC is just gonna sprinkle some dumb crap around the map, and it's like searching for dumb crap is the best thing you can do in that
It-
game.
it
it's
does
like
also
my
sprinkle
favorite thing.
Some dumb crap. Oh, and a travel talisman where you can set a waypoint anywhere and then travel back to it.
Oh, yeah, good memory.
Which is actually
It
like
is.
huge.
Yeah.
It is amazing how your feelings on a game will change, not your principles, but your willingness to give.
Willingness
I
Because
guess.
I liked Blood's comment immediately. Just these are updates I would expect for free, and I
Yeah.
hear him there. I hear
He's
you,
right.
Blood.
He's right.
Yes,
Other than Trial of the Sword, I think, yes, these are all things that they should have just added to the game.
right.
But the only way to
And
get
armor,
this
I
is to
guess,
do
maybe
the
$20 season pass.
right.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I'm like, I need that. Whatever that story stuff is, I need that. So I might as well.
Basically,
Yeah.
what it really is, I think, is whatever the second DLC, it better be $20 worth. Because this is like
It's gonna be.
a bonus.
It's gonna be.
I believe I'm with Kyle. I think
It's
it will
gonna be meh.
It's gonna be right
I think Breath of the Wild is a very high quality video game.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Chet Falasek leaves Valve. Don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Neither do I.
Good luck, sir.
Yeah,
Have fun.
they're all gone.
Don't know who that is.
He was prominent writer of Half-Life games. Very in the VR phase of Valve. Very prominent there. He's all done. He's just on it.
Valve doesn't make games anymore. It's fine.
Okay, cool. We got one. Call of Duty World War II had
Nope, don't want
its
to talk about that.
it had its live stream last week. Not a lot of. I mean, it's
We live
World
stream
War
every
II.
day. Congratulations, Call of
Oh
Duty.
my god.
Well, I mean, what's funny, Ian, is they blew it. They blew it hard.
Oh.
It was bad.
There were 150,000 people watching on Twitch live, and the debut of the trailer was skipping. It was half frame rate or something. It was just nasty. The audio sounded okay, but the trailer itself was skipping. Everybody in chat is blowing up. It's like, this is bad. Restart it. Fix the trailer. Fix this. Frame rate. Bad. Faces. That was it. That was the first impression anyone had video-wise of this video game. And it
I
was
feel like talking
poor.
about this will just be negative.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to talk about it. Do you hear that? Oh, sounds like it's podcast halftime.
Where's that coming from?
Good thing we didn't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Whew.
Because we can't.
Coming up.
We're talking about sponsors. Who? The official sponsors of Easy Allies for the month of May. Michael Kozachenko, who you can follow at Mishakos. Richard Smuts, who you can follow at Theraxis. Mango. Elfanas. iKeyless. Need a new car key or remote? iKeyless.com has been in the key replacement business since 2002. Check them out today and they can help save you up to 75% off of the dealership's prices. If you type in offer code EASYA at checkout, you'll get 15% off of your order. Hogue Law Business Law Firm. Whether you're starting a business at level 1, stuck fighting the dreaded fundraising boss, or finally cashing out with a well-earned high score, you need a good business lawyer at your side. At Hogue Law, they're not just attorneys, they're entrepreneurs with more than a decade of experience representing software, hardware, and game developers, and we're developers themselves. They're proud to support the Allies, so check them out at www.hoaglaw.com. Scorn, an atmospheric horror adventure developed by Ebb Software, set in a nightmarish universe of odd forms and somber tapestry. Go to scorn-game.com for more information. Sweet Justice, a sound design company from England that focuses on audio for game cinematics and trailers. They're also heavily involved in sound design and sound implementation for games. They've worked on Battlefield, Mirror's Edge, Call of Duty, and a load of indies. You can see and hear their work at www.sweetjustice.audio. All of these links are available in the description. Thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you, sponsors.
Of course, all of our sponsors coming through Patreon. Elthanos is our new sponsor for the month of May.
Spell
I've
that.
reached out. Elthanas.
I was gonna say, did you ask how to pronounce it?
I reached out to Elthanos. I have not heard back from Elthanos.
Is it Elthanos?
Elthanos?
Elthanos. Yeah,
like
I would say
Elthanos.
Elthanos.
Or
Okay.
Elthanis, maybe?
Elthanos,
Sure.
But
Elthanos.
we of course get the email address from our producers on Patreon. Reached out, have not heard back.
Okay.
So if next week that turns out to actually be a company or something, that person
Yeah.
does not want to represent themselves. In the vein of a Kozachenko or a Richard Smuts or a Mango, some people are just like, I'm a fan, just want to support you financially. Might
Yeah.
be that situation.
Send Jones some copy.
But
He'll
if there
read
is
it.
a thing that you wanted us to say and we
Yes.
did not get a chance to do that, I apologize.
Yeah.
Elthanas.
Brandon, just for me, can you do the May one more time?
It's gonna be May.
all month, do you think you're going to do that, Jones?
No, just on May 1st, just the first one.
Okay,
Because it's
alright.
May now.
Well,
Okay.
'cause
I
it's
really
already
liked it.
May,
I
really,
really
you
liked
know.
We next
Every
have...
little thing I do. Sorry.
Ooh, Jones.
Is that the same song? I don't
Whole
know.
different
I think it is.
song, man.
No, I think that's the same song, isn't it?
Who knows? I did see
enough
this. I mean, that
for
meme
you.
has been around
Yeah.
forever, but I saw a version of the meme this year.
Somebody, guess what? It's gonna be May.
You're right, Jones. Man, ooh, that
I
knowledge.
did know what the song was.
All right, John, or Ian,
I'm
finish the
proud
story.
of myself.
Oh, I saw a version of the Justin Timberlake "It's Gonna Be May" meme that I hadn't seen before. It just said "Roses are red, violets are blue," or something. April is gray, but in a few weeks. And then it was just a picture of Justin Timberlake, like
Yeah.
a different one where he's smiling. And I thought I gotta chuckle at it.
And he
Can I-
tweeted it out, so bless him.
Yeah.
I
He's-
feel really
he's self-aware.
bad. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was a meme.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
How
you
do
just
I-
thought Jones was doing
that's
like
for
being
years.
super funny?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And this happens to me all the time. I feel like I heard
a great big
Uptown.
world.
Feel like I heard Uptown
Yeah.
Funk like 8
Right.
months after it was a big deal.
This is a good song. And you're like, this
Yeah.
is catchy.
No, I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
And
Why
then
does no one know
immediate,
about this?
yeah, the immediate response was, yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Why is no one talking about Nier Automata?
So we
It's
have...
just-
Ben, do you
I'm
remember when I
just
said
behind
you,
the curtain.
you got that present the other day wrapped in anime? We've been there. We've all been
Okay,
there.
we've all been there.
You
All
know?
right, sure.
we
There's a
have
lot
the
all of us
return
don't know.
of a segment. It's a segment I killed, bringing it back.
I was surprised to see this come back
In a
on
new
the
way.
rundown. Oh,
Jones, I'm bringing it back in a new way.
all right.
So here's the problem with games with
Bust it
gold
up.
versus PlayStation Plus.
Oh, God.
Is I just say a name and then I expect hot takes from the panel. I expect you to give me something and I look at Jones at the end. He gives me the blankest stare.
I've heard of half of these.
So now what I'm doing is it's going to be a high energy segment. I'm just going to go through it. I'm going to tell you who won the month. And then you may disagree with me if you would like.
Oh, okay.
Nobody saying for this entire segment is the goal, including myself. Jones, how do you feel about this?
Confident.
Great. Well done, sir.
Reserved.
Good.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Games with Gold versus PlayStation Plus. On Games with Gold, you'll find Gianna Sisters' Twisted Dreams, the director's cut. That's a 2D platformer in a 3D world, reviewed pretty well. You also have Lara Croft in the Temple of Osiris, again, reviewed okay. However, that was on PlayStation Plus in August of 2015. What are you doing, Xbox? On the 360, you'll see Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, blup, and also Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. Okay, those are also cross-compatible with your Xbox One. Meanwhile, over on PlayStation Plus, you'll find Tales from the Borderlands, the best reviewed game of the whole bunch this month. Also Abzu, a game I like a bunch. Blood Knights. I said, as that's an action game that's reviewed poorly. Do not play Blood Knights most likely. Port Royale 3 Pirates and Merchants. That's a business sim with pirates in it. Also reviewed very poorly. Most likely avoid this game, but it's free, baby. Check out Laser Disco Defenders on your PlayStation Vita. Also cross-compatible with your PlayStation 4. That's a twin-stick shooter where it's 2D, kind of exploring, shooting at the same time. And finally, Type Rider, a Vita/PS4 game about the history of fonts. I dig that. I gotta give the month to PlayStation Plus. Am I wrong?
Seems right.
You were wrong that you screwed up because you said and not
Okay. Thank you, Jones.
So
Sure.
Eviscerated.
Yep.
Last month's Games with Gold, I laughed out loud with the PlayStation Plus.
Why would you laugh out loud?
Because Drawn to Death was in there, and I was sitting by myself, and I saw it in there, and I started laughing.
Oof.
I'm a monster.
Is that a funny game? Is that why you laughed out loud?
It's certainly not funny. You
That
reminded
is a
me.
smoke and burn right there.
You reminded me of
Jones.
Bill Hader or David Hader? Bill Hader from Documentary Now.
David Hayter's Snake.
David
yeah, right.
Hayter, Bill Hader.
Yeah.
Who's Napoleon Dynamite?
Huh?
That's another hater.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God.
He is.
Heater.
Heater.
That's a heater.
That's
Hater?
Bill Heater?
No, it's a... Oh, boy.
John Heater.
Johnny Heater.
John Heater.
Okay.
Anyway, that voice.
He's got a twin brother, by the way. He's also a heater.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That voice you were doing.
Yeah.
There's a part in that where episode 3, I think, of season 2 of Documentary Now.
Wow.
Parker Gale's Location is Everything.
Yeah.
I love Documentary Now. I can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
And no one ever watches it.
I've
Sure.
seen a couple.
It's so
Pretty fun.
good. But this one, he's doing a monologue, and he goes, I'm at the club, and someone passes me some grass, and I know I shouldn't smoke it, but what's bad for the brain is good for the hips, and I'm dancing, baby, I'm dancing. Anyway, the voice you did reminded me of that part.
It
got
was an
there.
And
attempt.
I love that.
I wanted to
What's
bring the
bad for the
segment
brain
back
is
to
good for
keep
the
it
hips.
high energy, Ian. I wanted to keep it snappy. And then we go into how that's kind of a reference to a show I'm
You've
sure
never seen.
fewer than 10% of the audience has ever seen or maybe even
Yeah,
heard of
it's
before.
a recommendation. It's a high energy recommendation documentary. Now watch it.
Snappy. Okay, I like that.
It's great.
Am I wrong about
Also,
that?
Games with Gold is a bad segment. It's a bad segment.
It's close. I think you're right. I just wanted to say that is a good value to get the entire episodes 1 through 6 Lego games, like to get the prequels and get the original trilogy all in that one big package. That's 120 hours of games.
Of Lego games,
And that
even.
free Lego game that you can get on Xbox. But Abzu, awesome game to get for.
Yes.
Abzu and Tail, yeah. You're not
I
wrong.
think it's a hateful segment.
Saw a lot of people on social
Hateful
media that
segment.
were pimping Tails, that were like, you have no excuse now.
Yeah, Tales
could
from
just go
Borderlands
get
is so
that
cool.
game,
That's
like-
such a cool game.
Fun, go get it.
Yeah. Ignore everything you feel about Borderlands, ignore it. You know what? Embrace
hard
it.
to do.
What about
Yeah.
everything you feel about that game company, Telltale, whatever, games?
It's not even how I feel. It's just you guys. How I can't see Borderlands without thinking of all of you.
I can't see
thanks,
Telltale
man.
games without seeing
You're welcome.
bad engine.
Yeah, you guys have an impact certainly.
It's fun despite all those things. I want to do a return of an old segment that's not even an Easy Allies podcast segment, but a GT Time podcast segment.
Whoa.
Water Cooler Ranch.
We're gonna get sued.
Yeah. IGN's honest.
IGN.
Boys, I hear
They
you're
were
doing
first.
Water Cooler Ranch is the best segment title I ever thought of. That's the best segment title.
It's a really good segment title.
I can't do better than that.
Because of-
I need it.
Cooler Ranch
Mm-hmm.
Doritos.
Yeah.
Sophie, stay.
Uh-oh. Sophie's about to go.
My goal.
I think I heard
Sophie, we want to pet you over here.
That doesn't count.
Sophie, we love you more.
I think I heard something.
So how much do you think listeners like this part of the podcast?
They love it.
Okay.
Sophie,
Yes.
I think
People
this
We
is
just
Sophie
talk
is
about some
strong.
imaginary dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sophie.
There's no dog
There's
here.
just 18
All the
minutes of the
videos-
podcast like, Sophie.
Is there somebody out there that only listens to the Easy Allies podcast? That is how they consume Easy Allies.
Oh, definitely.
They haven't seen
Yeah.
Sophie, and so they have this image of this dog.
Yeah.
If this is you, and you are comfortable doing this, please send in your idea of Sophie, what she
Yeah.
looks like.
To where? Who wants to accept those drawings?
Tweet
Yeah,
tweet
send
it.
to
Michael
Kyle
P.
Bossman.
Huber.
Michael P. Huber. Don't just attach the image. Just the
descript-
image.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
of
a
the
verbal
dog.
prose description of a dog.
Yeah. that'd
Don't
be great.
explain it.
So You know what? I'm so sorry to tease it and then revoke it. We don't have time for Water Cooler Ranch.
Do it. What?
Okay, all right, fine. Okay, fine. So Water Cooler Ranch
This podcast is off the rails.
is a segment we used to do at game trailers because we all worked together.
Yeah.
And we'd have casual conversation. You know, you're having lunch, and I'm like, oh, you know what? This would be good to bring up on the podcast. I had one of those today, just with Huber. We were talking about the Prey TV commercial. I think the Prey TV commercial, everyone, I'm positing that it's very bad. I'm positing that that's a really bad 30-second
It's a
TV
little
commercial
confused.
to sell that to people.
It's a little.
Kyle, we watched it just before the podcast.
Yeah.
I barely remember it.
Yeah. What can you remember? How can we describe this to our audience who probably also hasn't seen this commercial yet?
the kitchen sink, man. I mean, just
Yeah.
who's talking? Where are we?
This guy with the
what are
neck?
What's the
Yeah,
context
that guy. Like,
behind
what's
different
happening to him?
Suddenly, this guy with a
levels?
It's the goo, just shots of like goo spinning around.
Which I get. It's the what the heck am I watching play? You know, it's
Right.
like
Yeah.
you go through and you go, okay, laundry, detergent, and okay, you know, some soda new that was selling or Hot Pockets, and whoa, what's this weird game? You know,
Yeah.
haven't heard of that,
Yeah.
and that looks crazy.
And what's weird
Overwhelm
is,
you with stimulus,
and I think
stimuli.
the CG trailer from last year, which I had a problem with for it being CG of a first-person game. You know my feelings about that, but I think it was solid, and I think it sold an interesting, intriguing idea.
Sophie, stay. Bad you bastard.
So I was talking to Huber about this commercial, and he says, "What's he call him? Something Sims, strategy Sims,
Immersive Sims.
Immersive Sims.
Sims.
That's what he calls this
Sims.
kind of game." So
It's a first-person shooter. No.
she'll come back. So Huber says,
Sophie.
"Immersive Sims are just hard to sell a 30-second TV ad on."
Why is this an
What?
immersive sim?
Yeah, he blamed the genre. He said, "I said
No.
Huber, that commercial is really bad."
Stop
Immersive
it.
sim is like Elite Dangerous.
There's no such. No,
This is an
stop it.
FPS.
There's no-
This is System
there's,
Shock.
there are Sims that aren't immersive. What?
Well, is Prey unnaturally hard to make a 30-second commercial for?
No. Well, I don't know. I haven't
It's
played the
the
game.
easiest
so.
kind of game to make. It's Bioshock. It's the easiest kind of game to make an ad
No,
for.
I mean, do you remember when they revealed Prey? Him
Yes.
going up to the mirror, looking. I thought
that
that
was an
great.
amazing ad.
I think that would have been a good 30-second
The
ad.
think you
second
can
I
do it in
saw
30
gameplay,
Yeah.
I was out
Yeah.
in this game.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Everyone but me is hyped for this. I don't know.
The other thing too, there's a lot of like goo, in it look
Yeah.
like in Prey. There's a lot of some slime, some sludge,
Yeah.
and so there's just a lot of like, you know, like in that spot over and over and over again, like sludge, and like the sludge is coming out of the wall now. It's on the floor now. And it's just
I
kinda
swear
like,
there's a shot where it's dancing, Jones.
yeah. So just you can kind of get sludged out when you're done.
I got
You're
sludged
like,
out.
Okay, I'm attacking enemies with black stuff. I got it. You know,
I'm
little too
blonde
much of that.
out.
And I think the final line is like, "Kill them all." Prey
Yeah.
logo.
Prey
5-5. Yeah. Oh.
They want it to be exhausting. They want you to end like, whoa. I gotta play that game to figure out what the hell I just watched.
I gotta fight that goo.
And I think it's just gonna be white noise.
I don't know what that goo is, but I want to shoot it.
Can I use that goo? Is that goo my friend?
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad we're all on the same page. Water Cooler Ranch succeeded. We don't want it.
I
don't
feel
want
bad
it.
about Prey though because in the wake of game trailers closing and
Mm-hmm.
me stepping away from like watching every single trailer, Prey was the #1 casualty. Where like people talk like, "How about that Prey?" And it's like I know nothing about this guy. I remember that initial teaser,
Mm-hmm.
but like all the trailers released since, I haven't seen any of them. I know very very little about Prey,
It's
Yeah.
a shooter.
and it was just in that vacuum of.
Prey
my-
became
my
real
jobs.
to me the second I saw the gameplay of it turning into a cup and rolling around as a cup.
I don't even
That's
know-
the
yeah.
second. It was like, oh, hey, this game's got something.
Yeah,
Should have been in that 30-second trailer.
yeah.
I was at
The cup spot. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
last week. I was at a Prey event, and they had a bunch of videos on loop. And one of the videos that they had is he just turns into a bunch of things. One of them was a cup. One of them, I believe, was toilet paper. One of them was a banana. And then you just
Oh,
see that
baby.
banana go through like an airlock into space.
Yes.
And you're like, yeah, I want to play Prey.
Wait, you can turn into stuff?
I can be toilet paper?
I believe
That's a dream, man.
there was a bunch of mundane objects. I believe toilet paper was one of them.
Now,
Whoa.
see, this makes me interested for
Yeah,
this game.
I think there's
Seeing
more to
him
play
shoot a
than,
monster with a
than
shotgun, I'm
maybe
like,
you
whatever.
were led to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna get really psychological and weird.
Yes.
Also,
yes.
in the trailer, didn't he say the year was 2033?
I don't remember.
I actually don't recall why.
Because I remember thinking that's
Too soon?
That's too soon.
It's too soon.
Like, look at all the crazy stuff happening.
We're still going to be on Earth in
Maybe it's like
2033.
25,
Right.
33,
Okay, yeah.
23, 33. Correct
Give it
me,
500
I don't know.
years.
But, like, if it was only, like, 20 years or whatever, like, I'm like, what?
Next week's corrections are going to be stacked. I'm calling
Oh,
it right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Stacked corrections. Stacked. It's now time for love and respect.
Oh, I thought you said it was not time.
Love and
respect.
Want to play a game? Let's start off with a game.
Yeah.
Let's get some positivity back in our souls.
Have we been really negative?
I've been feeling like I've been really negative all
It's been a
day.
tangent-heavy episode.
been-
I don't think we've been negative.
Just tangent heavy, yeah.
Tangent heavy, sure.
Here's a game to
Negative
keep us
tangents.
focused.
All right.
Good evening. We all know marketing plays a major role in the video game industry, but while we know all kinds of video game titles and subtitles and trailers, nobody really talks about video game taglines. So I've created a little quiz for you ladies and gents to see if you could guess which of the following taglines belong to which video game. Enjoy. Start off with an easy one.
So generous.
Prepare to die.
Dark Souls.
Revenge solves everything.
Oh, damn, I know this. Damn it.
Oh, Jones?
Revenge solves. Ah!
I'll give you 4 more seconds, Jones.
Dishonored 2, no.
Dishonored 1, Jones.
Dishonored 1.
Yeah,
Whoa.
well done.
Well done.
I liked that one.
This is
I
gonna
remember
be
that.
hard.
For every kind of badass.
Oh, boy.
I know
God.
this one. I know that this one I know.
Borderlands,
Borderlands
2,
2.
3.
No?
No, it's not. It's Battleborn.
Battleborn.
Sorry.
Is there a Borderlands 3 yet?
No.
Oh,
It's coming.
okay.
It's coming, baby. One giant step on mankind.
Oof.
I emphasize that wrong.
Godzilla?
One giant step on mankind.
Right.
Kill all humans.
Destroy all humans.
Destroy all humans.
Nice.
Jeez.
Brothers to the end.
Gears of War 3.
Jones.
Whoa.
Wow.
Fear the future.
Ooh, I know this one. Oh. I've seen that. Oh.
No idea.
Oh, yeah. This one's going to get me.
It's like a kill zone or something. It's like
Yeah.
Fear the future.
What was it? Yeah, was Shadowfall? Was that the one on the PS4?
It's
Dead,
not Shadowfall.
Dead Space?
Can't-
One of the
Dead
Dead Space?
Space.
Is it an older game?
No.
Okay.
Fear the future.
Fear the future.
Damn it. What is it?
Maybe it's like a post-apocalyptic kind of
Well,
game.
yeah. Day, whatever. Dead. The one motorcycle one.
Maybe we're like
Oh, it's like come out.
there was like a,
Yeah,
This was
no,
like 3 or
I
4 years
remember.
ago.
Yeah.
a lot of like nuclear war happened, so maybe we're like
Me-
oh
Metro.
yeah, Metro 23, 2033.
He
Okay.
basically gave it to us, but
Yeah, that one didn't feel good.
That's fine.
Many decisions lie ahead. None of them are easy.
Come on.
That's such a funny tagline to
many
me.
decisions lie ahead. None of them are easy.
That seems like a Pillars of Eternity kind
Yeah.
of a thing.
I
That seems
hear
like
you
a
there,
PC
Jones.
RPG.
So it's not, but think it is an RPG. Think of when this would be a novel idea. This
Mass
is-
Effect.
Yes, Mass
Mass
Effect.
Effect.
Yeah, Mass Effect
Yeah.
1.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Many
Fascinating.
decisions lie ahead. None of them are easy.
Because the whole acting
Yeah,
thing is
two
you
of
get to
them
make choices.
What does the American dream mean today?
Homefront?
Ugh. Ugh.
What does the American dream mean today? This is central to this game's plot, really. I think this is what this game is about.
Not getting nuked. That's
Call
my
of
American
Duty
dream.
2?
What is the American dream?
Mean today.
Mean today.
And so we're on a weird track. Let's say maybe this game's a little critical about the American dream.
Right.
What does the American dream mean today?
It's not Bioshock Infinite.
So maybe we're somebody.
So maybe.
Maybe we're immigrating to the U.S. in this game. You know?
Oh,
Grand
Papers,
Theft Auto 4.
Please?
Grand Theft Auto 4.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto 4. What a-
Jones.
What a bad tagline.
I'd never heard that.
Really?
Grand
Yeah,
Theft
never-
Auto 4.
Never
Yeah.
ever heard that.
Some mountains are scaled, others are slain.
What?
Shadow of the
Shadow of the
Colossus?
Colossus?
Shadow of the Colossus.
yeah.
Wow. Love and respect and keep up the good work. Tongue surgery.
Thank you, Tongue. That was
Tongue
awesome.
surgery.
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
fun.
fun.
That was very cool.
That's very, very fun.
I remember that Shadow of the Colossus tagline.
I pulled this one.
Oops,
This is
my
a really
shoe
short
came
one that I like. This is from Andrew Platt. I really like when Ben and Ian are both on.
Cool. Oh,
Thank you.
what a coincidence.
You and I.
Corrections next week. I take that back.
Yeah,
Thank you, Andrew.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I worry.
Next week, yeah.
I
and
take
next
that
week
back.
he says
Yeah.
we're not the. Actually,
Little tangent heavy, actually.
Yeah, a little
uh,
tangent
little
heavy,
tangent heavy.
kind of negative, a little shrill.
I'm having a good time.
Documentary now sucks.
Documentary of garbage.
Especially
Parker
episode
Gale's
3.
Location is everything is trash.
Hey, allies, Super Bomberman R announced that Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 2 will be an upcoming featured playable character
So weird.
along with Simon Belmont and Vic Viper.
Why not?
As a Silent Hill fan with very little Silent Hill trickling out from the Konami faucet, should I consider this a treat to enjoy or a carrot on a string dangling in front of my face? Love and respect, Origami Zombie.
Yes.
Yes, what? Carrot?
Both.
Why not both?
Because it is a treat. That's totally a treat.
It's a treat, but it's also a gimmick to get you to buy Bomberman R.
They couldn't have copy and pasted that from somewhere. Someone had to design a pyramid head that could fit that
It took
size
effort.
and
It
everything.
took work.
I don't think it should be made more than it is.
Yeah.
Sure.
There was a game, I believe, on the DS, made by Konami. It was like an Olympics game, and Pyramid Head was in it.
Weird.
This is not the first time this has happened.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think he's also in the kart racing game.
yes, I think you're right. I don't remember what either of those is called, but anyway, what I'm trying to get at is,
YY Racing.
I love Silent Hill. I particularly love Silent Hill 2. Pyramid Head being in Bomberman R doesn't change that. It's okay.
Yeah.
Let's have fun with the things that we love, as long as it's not like totally destroying this character.
But here's
I
the
think
thing,
it's fine.
Ben, should we choose to believe that there is someone within Konami who still wants to do something with Silent Hill?
This is why I said don't make it more than it is. Don't torture
There's
yourself.
somebody there, Ben. There's somebody working there.
No, it's someone at Konami who likes licensing their properties to get
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it is.
I think it's important not to
Also, it's very funny
to
to
pin too high.
it's very funny to read Pyramid Head being a guest star, like a zany, fun guest star and stuff, when he's like representative of like repressed guilt and toxic masculinity.
Like when he wins a match, like the leg ladies come in
Yeah,
and just
and he,
like
like,
dance
rapes
next to
them.
him. He's like, woo! Yeah.
Like, Pyramid Head is a nasty character. He's like a prisoner of the soul of your own creation.
I almost separated it into two things, because you're totally right. In Silent Hill 2, everything about him is very considered.
Yeah.
But if I just take a step back on a super basic level, it's just like, yeah, Pyramid Head looks cool.
Well, then he shows up in Homecoming because it's just like, hey, you like
Right.
those sexy
So
nurses?
that
and
that
Pyramid
actually
Head?
really bothers me.
Became a
because
mascot.
yeah,
Here
that's,
it
that's
is.
a totally different thing.
That's
That
like,
to me is way
oh,
more offensive.
Boy,
But
missed the ball
I
on
don't know.
that one.
All
I
right.
like the
Although
way he
this
looks
gets me
in
thinking
Super
about a
Bomberman.
Castlevania Cross Silent Hill, and I like that idea.
Wait, what? What would that
Yeah.
be?
Jones, no.
Belmont gets trapped in Silent Hill. He's got to fight his way out.
Oh. Whoa.
Yeah.
That could either be
I don't
really
know,
awesome
Jones.
or really
Yeah.
bad.
I don't know, man. How about Dracula gets caught in Silent Hill?
Alucard.
Yeah.
Alucard's got to get out.
Well, I like Dracula like being vulnerable. Like Dracula's in this place, and Dracula has to deal with
Like
his
right before he
fears.
gets defeated, he just
Yeah.
steps into a dimension or to
Yeah.
escape. And
Yeah,
then
oh, that's cool,
pops out
yeah.
in Silent Hill.
Oh, this is horrifying. Okay, so here's our
What
next
is
one.
happening? It's all of his psychological issues. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Let's do another fun one. And let me preface this one.
I'd rather do a not fun one.
This one's stupid. I will never. This is so dumb. I will never do this again. Please don't keep requesting this kind of thing. However, I read this and said this is too fun not to do. We're doing this once. Search helicopter above
There's a
us.
search helicopter.
We're doing this
Look,
once and one time only. Hey, allies. Instead of coming up with a game or question for you, I thought we could flip it around and change roles. I'm currently writing my PhD thesis in computer science, and I thought
You
that
get this all the time?
No. This I only want to do this once.
Okay.
I've never seen this before in my life, and I
okay.
really don't want to ever do it again.
Oh, I see.
I'm currently writing my PhD thesis in computer science, and I thought a small challenge could be interesting. I hereby offer each of the panelists and Kyle to give me one word, and I will try to include it into my thesis.
Wow.
Of course, swear words and foul language are excluded. It is a graded thesis after all. But apart from that, you can go wild. Love and respect, Tim. Tim, this is dangerous. You should not have requested this. But you did,
Yeah.
and we're doing it.
Oh, yeah.
We're giving you 4 words
Oh,
that you
yeah.
have to include into your
Oh, yeah.
thesis, Tim.
Oh, yeah.
What do you got, Jones?
Towers.
How dare you? PhD
could
thesis in computer science.
Yeah.
Oh, we can do towers. Yeah.
That could be a that could be a verb.
work.
Sure.
If this towers over the other
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
Or...
Okay, great.
The
Ian?
stack.
Is that what you're... Is that yours?
No.
Oh.
That's. I was just sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking about how you could use that.
Oh. Exegesis.
Well done, sir.
What is that? What is
Well
that word?
done.
I don't even remember what it means.
Oh.
My dad
Never heard
beat
that
us
word.
all in a word cross game.
That's cruel, Ian.
I think it... Hand me my phone. I want to look it up.
All right, prove a ticket, handing it to Ian. Prove
Yeah.
it. Prove that that's a word.
It's a word.
All right, Ben.
I know it's a word.
Ergonomic.
Ergonomic.
Exit Jesus.
That's really interesting. Mine is elegant.
Oh, okay.
We could even fit those in the same sentence, really.
Yeah. What was yours again, Ben? Sorry, I missed it.
Ergonomic.
Nice.
Ergonomic.
Exegesis. Exegesis. Critical explanation or interpretation of a text, especially of scripture. The task of biblical exegesis.
I thought we were going
suggest
to
in
be
your
nice.
science paper, throw the little religion in there.
Exegesis. He could
just for balance.
You could be using it as a critical explanation or interpretation of a text.
Right.
Work that in.
Yeah.
That was cruel.
So wait, what does this
That's why we're never doing that again.
do for me?
Oh, you got a werehog.
That reminds me, I used to play a great game with my
Dumb
friends
ass
in high school where we would call a local radio show and we'd have a whiteboard and we'd write a bunch of words on it that would be worth different values.
Oh, cool,
And you
Jones.
had to get through as many as you can through the list before they hung up on you. Mm-hmm. And that was really great.
What word did you get through that you're most proud of?
I don't remember. I actually just watched from afar. I never really engaged. But the thing, the moment I was the most proud of was one time we did it from a friend's house who had 2 separate phone lines. And the radio host hung up on us and took another call, and it was also us. And I went to bed real happy that night.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to do 2 more. We got 2 more even. We're doing a lot of love and respect because we're blowing through them, which I really love, actually.
Let's do them all.
So, we trashed on the commercial, so I want to do this one. I want to see where we're at here. What's up, guys? Just a quick query. What are your individual hype levels for Bethesda's upcoming game, Prey, Love and Respect, at Supernova Smith?
I feel this is a little unfair just because I went and played like 3 hours of it.
That's not unfair. Just give us your hype level.
Okay. Hype level 9.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think
Ben. That's huge.
that is huge. And it wouldn't have been, it wasn't that until I played it. So yeah, I believe in Prey.
Ian, hype level.
It was like a 3, but then he said that thing about turning into toilet paper, and now it's like a 6.
I gotta say, toilet paper bumped me up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm around 6. But this is the perfect storm of me having way too many games to play right now that I'm interested in. And like I said, this game really pushing the beginning of their campaign right when I stopped watching trailers.
Yeah.
So it's not the game's fault.
I will say that first trailer, the one before they showed any gameplay, I was like a 10. I was like, I am in.
From E3 last year.
Yeah, and then the second I saw a shotgun, I was like a 1.
Oh. 2 for me. Hey, allies. Recently, I was having a discussion with some fellow patrons. Shout out to Volcanor and Rocknishu.
Volcanor Rocknishu.
That quickly got heated.
Yeah, heat it up.
And I wondered what your take might be.
Oh my.
We were talking about the nature of Witcher vision and the general casualization of games. So Witcher Vision is the recent hotness in game mechanisms to have alternate views highlighting environmental interaction, such as pickups, tracks to follow, or enemies.
Detective mode.
Detective
Yep,
mode.
popularizing games like The Witcher and Rocksteady's Batman.
Yeah.
This mechanic is becoming more and more prevalent in games, making appearances in Horizon Zero Dawn and even Persona 5. We were pretty divisive on this topic, some of us tolerating and utilizing it, and others hating it and refusing to use it. The 2 main reasons for this are a notion of casualization of the feeling that as a skilled gamer, I shouldn't need a game mechanic to point out things to me that I should be able to notice. The second reason was that it leads to bad game design, where you have moments such as in Horizon Zero Dawn or Batman where quests cannot be completed without using the mechanic, or the game's atmosphere is ruined by having an X-ray vision filter over the game for most of the playthrough out of anxiety of missing something. My question for you is, first, do you think Witcher Vision is an issue? Can it be done well, or even with the context like Batman, does it still ruin immersion? Secondly, do you think this is an example of casualization? Is it bad to include mechanics to make a game easier if they can potentially make you lose out on content without using them? A love and respect from Canada, Fractal of Chaos. Whew! Ending on a hard one. Ending on a game design question.
I love this. I've been thinking about this a lot.
Sure.
Specifically, I will bring another game into the mix that he did not mention that does not use detective mode, and I think there's a very clear reason why, and that is Breath of the Wild. Mm-hmm. I think Breath of the Wild is clearly not a as detailed game visually, as far as visual fidelity, as a Horizon Zero Dawn. I think if you had things like Korok seeds, if you had things like the little dudes you got to shoot with your arrow to get rupees out of them, like fairies, like the little tiny details, seeing like a little butterfly in Horizon, there's no way. Like that butterfly would vanish in that environment. You would not find it. I would not. There's no way I'm going to look into a Horizon forest and pick out a little butterfly.
Design your
Whereas like
graphics
the
better.
the palette of Zelda can kind of be like, you look at a forest and it's like some brown and some green and like just real simple basic colors, and not like a ton of detail. So these little tiny elements in the world pop out. Whereas we're getting so detailed with games that there's a lot of allowances that we have in video games nowadays that are like compensating for the fact that you are not physically in this world. You cannot feel it, you cannot smell it, you cannot see it firsthand. There's some bug that Sophie's going after.
Sophie's biting a bug in the air.
She got it. I think that's one of the. It's like if you were actually in the world of Arkham as Batman, you would fail immediately because you wouldn't be able. I'd be walking in that room. I don't know what's in there. So like the game allows you to be as skilled as Batman by giving you that technology.
So you don't have a problem with it, for the
At
record?
all. No.
Okay.
But what I do like, though, is that in these three examples, Batman and Witcher and Horizon, I enjoy the context given for that. I believe that Batman would have that technology. I like that, that Geralt can use this sense that is a part of his skill. And I like that they, in Horizon, big time, they explain why she can do that. People react strangely to her that, well, how do you know that? How do you have that information? She's like, oh, because I can scan these things and clue in on it, as opposed to it just being there and working.
Can I tell you a brief story about an experience in a game that I had recently using a detective mode that I really liked?
Yeah.
That game is Zelda Breath of the Wild. I was looking for an item that was dropped into water, and I was looking around, and I was like, oh, where's this thing? Where's this thing? And then I was like, magnesis.
Yeah.
And then I used it, and I found the thing, and I was able to do it. And what I loved about that is it's a gameplay thing that they give you. It's a tool that they give you that they don't overly rely on. And I think this is the key difference, because in games like that and stuff, detective mode becomes... I mean, Persona 5, I think, is kind of egregious with this. Like, you just have to scan constantly if you want to see which vase you can break or if you need to jump up here or whatever. And it's like, it's fine, it's whatever, it doesn't like really bother me, but it isn't like it's not putting the faith in me as a gameplay tool for me to remember and be like, oh, I could use this cool thing in this interesting way, and it's me motivating that. It's just, hey, you got to use detective mode all the time or you're going to miss stuff. And like that I don't love in games, and like the Batman games and stuff where you're just like using it all the time.
I don't buy it.
Okay.
But I mean, to
Give me that Ben take.
in Zelda, it felt like a motivated choice.
I don't buy it because I really don't necessarily believe it's a casualization, and here's why I don't believe it's a casualization.
Okay.
All right, so I love the Arkham games. I think they're good games. I think detective mode is a good feature of those games. Here's why. Because to me, when you have a scenario, let's say Batman is going into a room and there are all of these guards that he needs to take out. If this was a game that didn't necessarily have detective vision, you could make arguments against this, but let's just say for the sake of simplicity here, you didn't have detective vision. There are games that rely heavily on stealth before detective vision existed, where this would be the process, where it's like, I need information, I need to know where they are, I have to do trial and error. I have to go and like, oh, I got found by that guy, I know that guy's there. Oh, I have to go... that guy's there. And so you would get to this point where it's like, okay, I can't really plan what I'm going to do because I have to spend so much time figuring out where these things are. By using detective mode and allowing you to know where those things are, that gets you to the most interesting part immediately, which is formulating your plan. That's what feels good when you pull it off. That's what takes skill when you pull it off. That's what you want to get to. Don't give me all the build-up to get to that point. Just cut to the chase. That's what detective mode does. It doesn't necessarily make it casual. You still have to do the thing. There is still skill in executing that plan, getting in those fights, taking out those guards, but it just cuts out the fat at the beginning.
Ben, can I tell you something that happened while you were having that discussion, which is really solid? I was thinking, yeah, but Batman doesn't have that. And then I thought of The Dark Knight, where he totally has detective vision.
Yeah.
And he's looking through walls.
Sonar or whatever.
It's my least
But that's
favorite
the
part.
thing is, how else would you represent Batman's forethought and skill?
Yeah.
Like, what tools would you have as a player to anticipate and plan for that fight? Wouldn't all of those be some kind of like crux to lean on, that like...
Not to mention, like, when you're just you as a human being in the real world and you're in a building, you have 3D spatial 360 hearing and smell.
You do.
And you can tell, you can feel the air moving. Like, You can tell if there's a person over there. It's not like I can see through this wall, but I heard a thing around that corner. Mm-hmm. And in a video game, that's harder to do.
Yes.
It's really hard to do. You can do it, but it's hard. And you don't know everyone's sound system.
I also want to bring up The Witcher, and I really like its implementation there because in The Witcher, right, you can use your senses to figure out what is you can loot and what's valuable and all that sort of stuff. Again, it's just you've already gotten to that point. You've already gotten to a place where there's stuff here for me to get. You're just streamlining that process of getting it. It doesn't necessarily tell you that, hey, there's this chest that's underwater. Go get it. You still have to get to that point. But once you're there, once you know you're in the general area, then you're not doing the tedious process of figuring out, okay, where exactly is this thing? It just streamlines the play experience. So you're just spending more time doing the parts that are enjoyable and less time doing the parts that aren't. And I would argue that like the hunts, right, where you're trying to track a monster.
Yeah.
Do you actually want to like meticulously look in the ground for tracks, or do you just want to like contextualize him as a monster hunter?
Mm-hmm.
What is more important there? I don't know. I think it's smart.
Another thing Witcher 3 does that I think is also smart is makes it annoying to be in Witcher Vision. It's like, it's warped, and there's a weird noise happening the whole time. You wouldn't leave it on.
Right. I only use it
Yes.
when I'm trying to pinpoint something.
I think that's actually kind of smart.
I also had a lot of really great moments in Arkham thanks to detective mode. I remember one in Asylum. I like was about to open a door and was like, oh, let me scan this room first. And there were like 40 people in that room. And I was like, whoa, like just that visual of like looking at a metal wall. And then all of a sudden it was like, you're going to die if you just walk through this door. And I was like, oh, I got to sneak in that room. Okay.
Yeah.
And find little Riddler trophies and like little Easter eggs and stuff like that you would pick up. It was neat to just even like see characters, to like go by a building that I knew like the Riddler was trapped in, and I could like, oh, there he is. I can see he's in that cell. Yeah, I enjoyed that. So yeah, I'm biased when it comes to that. I've never played a game that's had that mode and been frustrated.
What I always think is the correct answer though, when possible, when it doesn't break the game somehow, is just giving the players the option. Maybe not using it isn't enough for you. Maybe you want to tick a box that says, I don't put this in my game at all. Mm-hmm. Like, the more customization you give to the player, the more control they have over the experience. I'll always argue for that.
I'm noticing in myself that games that employ detective vision aren't typically my favorite games. But, I mean, like, Persona 5, it doesn't detract at all. And a kind of an adjacent thing is sensors. Because I was thinking about Zelda has like a sensor that beeps when you're near a shrine, and Nier Automata has one that you can plug into your pod, but you have to hold L1 to make it happen. And so it's like kind of an annoying thing.
What is it sensing in Nier?
Whatever, like treasure or whatever mission stuff.
Sure.
Basically anything of interest. And like the character that gives it to you is even like, yeah, if it gets annoying, just take it off your pod. You know, it's like that's funny, but. These things just
options.
make the gameplay easier, and like, you have the option. Yeah.
Well, the detective mode was born from the adventure genre, where like it'd be interesting to see like what game,
point and click games?
what game did that. Yeah, you just hold down shift and like all the arrows would pop up on screen. Where like, these are all the things you can interact with.
That was a necessity,
so it's
just
like,
because those.
Yeah,
games
there's
are
a teddy bear on a shelf, and there's a flashlight next to it, and you're like, okay.
Why can I click that one and not that
the
other
flashlight
one?
open? You're like, oh, I can use that object. So again, it's not like we just ripped the whole world down and the fourth wall's gone and everything. It's just a video game now.
Right.
You know, it's like it's up to you to decide how much you want to lean on it, and if that really shatters your perspective of the world.
And it's funny because other games like, the Naughty Dog games are a good example of this, where instead of having a detective vision, just everything that you can jump to is yellow.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like 6 of one, half dozen of the other. It's like, do you break the game world by introducing this crazy HUD overlay that shows you where you can go? Or do you break the game world by having someone mystically having gone through the whole world and spray paint everything yellow that you can jump to?
In a weird way,
the birds only poop on the places you can
climb.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. They do white as well.
That bothers me a little bit more, and bothers is probably too strong a word.
It drove me crazy in Last of Us.
Like, I think when you have this thing that you toggle, this separate vision, I'm able to separate a little bit more.
Right.
Whereas when I'm in the world and everything that I need to jump to is yellow or
yes.
It
breaks the reality.
It makes it feel.
Game.
I don't know. It's a little too on the nose for me or something. Yeah.
I agree.
Last of Us did also have a see-through walls. That was hear-through walls. That I was actually always okay with because, as Ian said, if somebody's through that wall talking right now on the phone, we would hear that person.
That one seemed more like
Yeah.
We don't have a great way to simulate your hearing.
Yeah.
Here it is. And it did a good job of like things that were farther away were like grayed out more, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
cool.
What I would love is if it was like I don't know if a game did this or maybe Last of Us did this where it's like the farther things away, the less accurate your image of it got too. You know? So it's like there's something over there, but I don't know where.
Exactly.
You know?
I
And
like
if you
it.
do it well, it's an opportunity to mess with the player, to like have things that can like, destroy it, and like you
Right.
can't use your ability now. Like Arkham does that, where like they'll hack it, and he's like, oh, everything's all fuzzy, I can't use it right now.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad I snuck a tricky question in there. That was fun.
That got me fired up. Yeah.
Ooh, that got you fired up because
Yeah.
of the word casualization, I bet.
Those games are casual.
I
to
just
begin with.
had stronger feelings on it than I anticipated, which is always interesting. Yeah, but casualization I think can be misused in pretty
If it's
bad
not a
ways.
Souls game, it's casual anyway.
Pencil this in.
God damn it.
If you're listening to a podcast where Ben is on it, don't use the word casualization.
No, I
Or
think
do
it
if
can
you wanna
be.
get
I
them
think it
fired
can
up.
be
Yeah.
appropriate,
Fire it
but
up.
like I think if you are labeling all conveniences as casualization, I think that is wrong. I think there is an appropriate way
I
to
would-
do it
yeah.
that is actual casualization.
I would
That's-
say that the battle systems are a casualization.
I think
more
that's the perfect summation, though. It
Yeah.
is. It's
Yeah, just because something is simpler or like doesn't make you spend as much time beating your head against it, it doesn't mean
That wasn't
Right.
the
That it is
skillful
less-
part
I
of the
can-
game.
yeah.
I
Right.
can I
Streamlining
can I
is
can
not
look at
bad.
a Riddler trophy puzzle from every single angle and still have zero idea how to solve the thing. Like I can look inside of it,
Oh yeah, yeah.
no clue.
It is now time for bets.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow. Smoking.
that's my kind of smoking, Jones. So Prey, topic of discussion many times throughout this podcast, it was releasing Friday, May 5th, 2017. I'm going to look at the top 10 most recent reviews on OpenCritic. How many times will I see the word atmosphere? And prior to the podcast, we also determined that atmospheric applies as well.
Yeah.
Jones.
This is low. 6. I'm going low. I think this is low.
Okay. Ian.
Calling it right now.
I'm going lower. I'm going 4.
Going even lower, 3.
Woo.
Flip it.
Going even in
There it is.
between.
Nope.
5.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I got the high
3,
with
4,
6?
5, 6.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Ooh, man, that sucks.
That does suck. Okay, let me
I
lock
always
this
hold
in.
my bets upside down.
Wow.
Atmosphere.
There's a
Ben,
lot
you
of
said
atmosphere.
people don't say atmosphere anymore.
I said that. So I think atmospheric was a game review cliche and
Yes.
still is, but I that's one that I think has gone down.
Cool.
Like I don't see mixed bag that much anymore either.
It's a mixed bag.
Mixed bag. I really hope that the
Fans will
game
like it.
starts with like a ship like entering the atmosphere or something. Like it's a plot point. So
Sure.
it, like
There's
has
an
to be
organization called
this- called
Atmosphere.
Atmosphere. Yeah.
But that kind of reminds me of the opposite of what we have the love and respect about that like term paper or something that he was writing. I've yet to do this. I think I mentioned it to you, Ben. That like I really want to challenge Ben and Huber when they write reviews. Like when I get a review in from them, be like, okay, in your next review, you are not allowed to use the word intimate, Huber. You cannot use the word intimate. Huber loves that word.
How dare you take intimate
Just
away
give them
from
a chat,
Huber.
you know, just for the next script,
How's he
just the
gonna
next one.
How's he going to describe the use of a shotgun?
Exhilarating was one that I overused a lot. Definitely
Just- I
have
wanna
some
challenge
words
us,
that
you
I
know?
overuse.
Dazzle.
Make us better.
I don't think I've used dazzle. ever.
Last
About time.
last week's bet was about Mario Kart 8, which released last Friday. Our bet. We're going to start
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Thank you. It's important.
Just to make sure we're
The game's called Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I wish it was DX. DX is the coolest 2 letters to me. Balloon, what was it called? Balloon something?
Balloon Battle.
Balloon Battle.
Balloon Battle.
Maybe you called it Balloon Blast at one point. but I
Right,
believe
because it's Bob
Balloon-
on Blast.
Yeah, but it's Balloon Battle. I
Balloon
believe.
Battle.
Fight.
We are selecting Bowser as our character and then mashing A for the carts. We're going to play on one online match. We're going to press A. We agreed ahead of time that we can get a boost off of our
Try
A.
for the boost.
Try for the boost. And simply press A. No analog sticks, no weapons,
Held
just
it down.
press an A. How long until we lose our 5 balloons? Brandon Jones, you bet 1 minute and 11 seconds. Michael Huber bet 1 minute and 12 seconds.
Oh.
Blood bet 37 seconds.
Oh.
And I bet 3 minutes and 58 seconds, which is technically impossible, as the matches were 3 minutes long.
That's great.
The actual time it took Bowser to lose his 5 balloons was 55 seconds. That's a win for Jones.
Is that closer to Jones?
How do you do
Yeah.
it?
I thought that was closer to Bloodworth.
Bloodworth was
I was
close,
only 12
but
away
Jones
from
close.
me.
Yeah.
It's like 18 or 20 something away from Blood.
I hate.
I wasn't sure though. I couldn't remember what Blood bet.
Have we ever been on a podcast
We've.
where
I've.
we won?
I don't think I've ever. I think I've won maybe once.
I can't remember Ian's trademark sign-off. I do forget what your trademark sign-off
It's
is.
fantastic. It's probably the best of all of the trademark sign-offs.
Better than Brad's.
Brad's is good.
Brad's is offensive though.
Yeah.
It's offensive.
The kiddies has got to turn off the podcast before
Yeah.
Brad
Don't
does
use the
sign
word
up.
kitty. I hate that. I hate that so
Little
much.
kitties.
Stop it.
Daddy makes the kiddies turn off the podcast
Kiddies, thanks for watching.
before Bradley says his sign off.
Ben, how'd you do on your goal?
I did it. I had a really good stare and smile at you, and my favorite was with Brandon.
Yes.
No
I
idea what you
Because
was doing
Jones didn't
too.
realize what was
I was like,
happening.
oh hi Ben. Like,
The one with Sophie.
I loved Jones the best because I could tell I freaked him out. I did it to Ian, but it was short, and I don't think I phased him at all.
Okay.
I saw you do it to Sophie.
I did do it to Sophie,
We
but
all
I
did
wasn't
it to
trying
Sophie, like,
to.
That's
50
just because you
Yeah.
smile and
Yeah, I
that's
just smile
that's
at
the power of
Sophie,
Sophie.
yeah.
Ben, when you did it to me, I felt condescension. I really felt like you were
Really?
tearing me apart with that smile.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I wasn't trying to be condescending. I was
Sure.
trying to be unsettling.
Sure.
That's what I was going for. Yeah.
Ian, how'd you do on your goal?
Pretty well.
You made it through half of the podcast, right?
Yeah, she decided to move. You know, she's her own person.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't think you were gonna make it.
I didn't
Had nothing to do with
no,
you. It's
I didn't
just
think I would make it either.
Sophie's a free spirit.
She stayed way longer than I thought she
Yeah.
would when I made that goal. I made
Jones,
that
you had
goal
2
thinking I would
smokings, man.
lose.
I did. I dropped. Yeah, I had 2 of them.
The
Ben
first
came
one-
over and started scratching her at some point. I was like, ooh, dirty pool, Ben. Dirty
Oh
pool.
yeah, Ben,
yeah, that was
when
nasty.
Ben
Sophie,
was
come on.
trying
We
to
can't
make it
attack each
fail.
other's goals. We have to be supportive of each
I
other.
didn't cover
Well,
your eyes.
When you look, I love Sophie.
Yeah.
I don't get to pet her all the time.
Okay.
When I'm on the
Yeah.
podcast, I want to pet Sophie. So if that's your
Yeah.
bet,
Yep.
the pool's gonna get dirty.
And here's the reason I didn't like the first one, Jones. I've never heard anyone say that's a smoke and burn.
Yeah.
That's not a phrase.
Yeah. Well, it is now.
You
Okay.
pencil it in.
Did you? I didn't
Oh, also really bad because penciling is like scheduling things,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm like incorrect usage.
Because it's no, schedule yourself. If you see Ben's going to be on the podcast, pencil this in. Don't use the word casualization. That's a
Pencil
stretch.
it in.
You're right, it's a stretch.
I mean, like you could have said, "Prey comes out on May 5th." Pencil it in.
Yeah,
If
you're
you
right.
want to play it, pencil it in.
You're right.
Make sure you pencil in some time to go see Guardians of the Galaxy May 5th.
Pencil it in.
Because Prey's gonna be there. Pencil it in. Mm-hmm. Pencil it in.
Pencil it in.
Pencil it in.
So
Pencil it in, kiddies.
Oh my god. Why?
It's like a joke. It's like a Joker voice I'm doing.
Yeah. Let me tell you about patreon.com/easyallies.
Do it in the kiddies voice.
I'm not doing it in the kiddies voice. So patreon.com/easyallies is the reason this podcast exists. This podcast you just listened to it's an effect of
Yeah.
patreon.com/easyallies, a direct effect.
Direct corollary.
Yes. Patreon.com/easyallies is where people give us money monthly to exist, to keep operating our business. It's Easy Allies is so much more than this very podcast. We do streams. We do reviews. We do previews. We do weird stuff. We do normal stuff. We do lots of videos about video games. And it's an entire community. So in addition to patreon.com/easyallies, it's also worth checking out easyallies.com to see what kind of videos we do. Maybe that one first. Maybe check out easyallies.com, see the kind of videos we
It's
do.
a hub.
It's a hub. It's a really nice hub.
Yeah.
Just organizes all our YouTube stuff and also lets you know what our schedule is in your time zone. That's pretty neat. And then if you like those things, you can go to Patreon. Like if you go to easyallies.com and hate everything, don't go to patreon.com/easyallies.
Yeah.
You're not gonna find anything there you like if you hate all the Easy Allies stuff.
And think through your friends who might like it. If
Yeah.
you have a friend that you never agree with their tastes
Mm-hmm.
and you hate Easy Allies, tell them about Easy Allies.
That's a good point.
Yeah. They might like it.
That happens with me a lot. I'll watch a trailer for like Three Stooges, the film.
Yeah.
Happened, I think, like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I said, this looks awful. But you know who would like this? Curtis. So I call up Curtis. And I said, why am I doing that bit?
Anyway, no Curtis is there.
No, there's no Curtis. So everybody, just check out those 2 things. I just said, I got to plug them. Jones, you won the bet. That brings the Red Eagles to 13 points.
Caw.
With authority, Jones. Meanwhile, the Purple Platypi have 4 points. appropriate. Jones, if we win next week,
Yeah.
if we get 10 ahead,
My least favorite part.
Dawn by law is enacted. Meaning,
Because you're 10 I forgot about Dawn by Law.
yeah, if there's a 10-point differential,
named it.
Dawn by law pops up. Look, I get a lot of comments that are like, you know what? Jones and Kyle should really be on separate teams.
I feel like it's not fair, but I'm not sure why.
Because here's the thing, Ian. I don't trust you to want me to win. That is why. That's the one reason why. I don't trust you to vote for me, to make a bet for me, to want me to win.
How would I?
If Jones and I were on separate teams,
Yeah.
you would be on my team sometimes, you'd be on Jones' team
Oh,
sometimes.
I just
not that
thought you would be
Yeah.
a team. These two are a team, and he's a team.
It's not that I don't
So
want
there
you
are
to win.
three
I just don't want to
teams.
always lose.
Yeah,
That's all.
I get that.
That's it.
Yeah.
But it's like statistically, this team has lost always, and your team has won always.
Yes.
So like the system to me that indicates that there is a flaw in the system.
I didn't think it happened twice. So let me tell you right now, before you write that comment again, I've seen it. I've seen the comment. I have a plan for season 3. However, we got to ride out season 2. We got a lot more months left.
I
Right?
think.
Oh my goodness.
I
got a
think there
plan.
should be 4 teams
We're going to ride this out.
per seat.
Right, but we have to finish this season first.
When are the seasons?
It's a year. 1 year.
So season 2 just started.
Yeah, you're already 10 points behind. I don't know how this happened. I don't know how it happened this
We got
fast.
another year of losing. We got to step up.
Dawn
our
by
game.
Law's coming. Don's
We
going
gotta
to help you
work.
out.
How does Dawn by Law work again?
Don's a third voter for you, a third better.
Oh yeah, we call him up.
Yeah.
And you stop when they're like 3 or 4
I think it was 2.
bets, 2 bets.
I think it was 2 behind, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a game of badminton.
Jones, you've
Badminton.
not just won us a point, you've won the right and responsibility to share your Twitter handle with the world. You get the final word on anything you want to reiterate or simply disagree with
Yes.
throughout this entire podcast. You get to promote any Easy Allies video you would like to promote.
Yes.
And you get to sign off with your trademark sign off.
You can follow me at Trailer Jones. Detective mode is great. I love it. I think just like anything else, you have to use it well. You have to understand that, yeah, it is something that I think one of the most common negative things that I found that I was certainly guilty of in the Batman games is forgetting it was on, and going into a fight and being like, oh, I don't even know what this guy looks like, and just kind of like going out of it and being like, oh, this is a cool room actually. And like I just walked through 5 rooms and didn't even like notice the wallpaper or any of the aesthetics. I was fighting a bunch of skeletons like the whole time, but I love that in the Arkham games, you can see who's talking. If I'm in a room and there's 10 guys and one guy's like, we gotta go find the Batman. It's not just like, oh, just throw that in audio track and some guy said it. I don't know. It's like, no, it was that guy down there in the corner and I could see the little speech bubble pop up. I could see the little like radio wave that's like, he's talking. He said that. So it was fun to like knock out a guy mid-sentence. Have a guy just be like, yeah, you know the thing about Batman, I think he's really not a tough guy. And I'm just like, oh yeah? Like before he can finish his line of dialogue, out, you know, especially if his the friend in the other side of the room who I know is there because of detective mode is now like, hey, what, are you saying something? And then like, I'm back in the grate. Love it. If you do it well. I would like to promote the Easy Allies community comments for the month of March, which is going up in the month of May, which is just kind of where we're at in producing this video, because shoots and other things come up. Life comes at you fast.
from March?
March.
So we missed April too.
April's still happening. Like, you can go up and you can leave a comment for the month of April if you would like. But the video that is yet to be posted on Easy Allies, on youtube.com/Easy Allies, is comments from the month of March. So then that video will go up very shortly, and then in a week or 2 weeks from now, the April video will go up. And then once you get into June, May goes up. You get
We're
into
catching
July,
up.
June
We're
goes
catching
up.
up. Tell me what's interesting about
got
it. Tell me
busy.
what's entertaining about a community comments video.
So basically what this is $10 and above patrons on patreon.com/Easy Allies can submit comments that are gradually getting longer and longer and longer every single month, where they can talk about things that have come up in their lives, lessons that they've learned, games that they like. There's always a lot of really obscure titles. Somebody will bring up just some crazy game I've never heard of, or some game that I didn't know it was available to access via some service that they're like, if you've never played this game, you know, case in point, stuff like Abzu or Tales from Borderlands, like this is a great opportunity to go play it. I love one person in this one, spoilers, is like, there were so many games to play, so I just bought XCOM 2, no regrets. And I love hearing, you know, them being like, I just don't know what to play, and so I just decided to play this random game that no one else is talking about. And so if you're looking through, if you're bouncing from Frame Trap to the podcast to Gundam streams to stuff, and you're like, they kind of seem to be talking or are excited about the same games. If I hear Neo one more time, community comments is a really great place to go to hear that weird stuff, to hear stuff mentioned that you don't necessarily hear us talk about, to have our community step in and take the spotlight, for a change. And,
what means something to them? Yeah.
And it's been really great seeing the same people come up, seeing people like Brandon Gann and Jason Sackle, and like people that just comment every time, and it's over the months of the existence of Easy Ally, seeing their narrative continue and evolve, and seeing them, say, hey, I'm going to start playing this game, we'll see what happens, and then a month later we get an update and we get to hear like what they did, and especially, and I read them out, I read all the comments, and you see the first couple sentences on screen to establish kind of what they're talking about, and we lump them together. If 4 or 5 people talked about Zelda, we'll put all the Zelda comments together. But I was so appreciative of all the people that put that stuff together. Love doing that video. Love it.
How long are these videos?
They can get up to usually between 20 and 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
They're big videos. Like our community's got a lot to say. But just want to thank everybody for committing to that, and apologies that it takes so long to put those together. But they're a lot of fun. And thanks to Ben for putting the comments together. Thanks to Brad and Huber for gathering all the footage and the music and everything. And thank you to you for watching this podcast. Cheers. I am enjoying these microtransactions.
So hi everybody, we are doing a bet in which we have to pick Bowser. That was one of the rules. We're going to do an online battle mode. Where's the big guy? There he is. The rule is we have to mash A for our cart. We're going to do a battle mode. We see how long it takes. We should do random, right? Is that the most fair thing?
Yeah.
Okay. How long it takes for us to lose 5 balloons. Now I have a question. The rule is you just press A. When do we start pressing A?
Go for the boost.
Okay, so we'll go for the boost. Okay, that seems fair.
Crash fast. Crash early.
Crash often.
Yeah.
Can we say hi to everybody? Hi. Hello. Hello. Hi. Okay, so Jones, I'm gonna try to get. Oh, somebody's gotta time it.
Oh. I got it.
Okay, Ben's on the timer.
I'll time 2, I guess.
Okay.
'Cause I went for my phone.
Oh, we're doing bomb mode? No, we're supposed to do balloon mode though.
Let me know when.
Well, this is already like.
This is a botch.
Oh, okay.
This is a botch.
So it'll randomly pick the mode?
Yeah.
In this mode, or can you?
Yeah, I guess we
So
gotta.
just quit.
Yeah. So what? Are we just gonna have to like refresh this until we get the right balloon mode?
Maybe.
I refuse to believe that you can.
Let's do
That
regional.
you can't choose the
battle.
battle
Oh,
mode.
we lost 10 points for that, Jones.
That's okay.
All right. So, okay, it's really hard to find a match specifically about balloon battle. So, as you can see here, we're doing a specific tournament for balloon battle. This is the only way we can do this.
We're doing a search.
We're still on the up and up. Look, Balloonapalooza. Should we do that or balloon battle?
Balloonapalooza.
Okay, Balloonapalooza.
Balloonapalooza.
No smart steering. Yeah, that looks right. That looks legit.
Sure.
Okay, here we go. Joining up. Balloonapalooza. Yes.
It's cool of them to create that for us.
Thank you. This tournament is currently closed. Aww.
I think just because it's a tournament means it's gonna rank how well you do. It doesn't necessarily mean that people are playing it right now.
No, because we could set up a tournament and people could play like with our community.
Right, but you'd have to tell them all when to show up. Otherwise,
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just
I
empty.
don't think this works the way we think it
Oh
works.
my goodness. Okay. All right. Okay. All
There
right.
we go. Look
We're
at that
hoping.
golf person. We got all kinds of.
We're
Wow, how many
hoping
people
here.
are in this shit.
Let's get a balloon match. A lot of people just went standard
yeah.
brown-haired boy.
Cookie cutter man.
What is your favorite me?
The blue hair, red glasses woman at the bottom left corner. Followed by Orange Man. Orange Man is
Man's
pretty
pretty
fucking
awesome.
great.
I like purple boy.
I like purple too.
Where's
Look at that
Purple
face.
Eh.
Boy? Oh yeah, Purple Boy is like weird.
Let's go. Okay, so we're crossing our fingers, hoping we see balloons.
I feel good about this.
Okay. Oh my god.
I feel nothing about
It
it.
was because we were complimenting the Switch.
Yeah. Switch, we believe in you. I love how they all look up to see. They're following where.
Yeah, it's cool. You bunch of me's.
Oh, that's a bomb.
Bomb mode.
That's a bomb. Player.
Player 1.
No, the person's just
Lowercase. Oh, this counts. They all have balloons.
I mean, the bet states balloon blast. We got a balloon mode.
Balloon mode, Sophie.
As agreed, I'm gonna try to boost. And just keep pressing A.
When do
me
we
know
start
when.
the timer? At when you start moving?
I think once we
3,
start moving.
2, 1,
Yeah.
start.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's built in.
Okay. Here we go, baby. We're just gonna be straight into this wall the whole match.
You hate to see that kind of thing happen.
Looking good, Bowser.
So far we're at 15 seconds.
Nobody's realizing the opportunity they have.
The Squid Kid's on us. Oh.
Maybe they're gonna be
Oh.
honorable.
There's one down.
I'm a little thinking
There's two. Uh-oh. We're at 30 seconds.
33, 35 seconds.
Oh! Just taking their pot shots. That's it. One more. Oh, yes. This is good. This is good. This is good.
52 seconds.
That's it.
55 seconds.
55 seconds.
55 seconds.
Good job.